Mixed numbers with common denominators can also be added in this way. So if I have 1 and 2/7 plus 2 and 3/7, two mixed numbers with common denominators in the fraction parts, I can add them together really similarly. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to take my whole number parts, in this case 1 and 2, and I'm going to add those together. So I've got 3 for the whole number parts, and then I'm going to take my two fraction parts, 2/7 plus 3/7, and add them together as we've just learned. Common denominators, so the denominator stays the same. 2 plus 3 equals 5. So the answer to this problem here then is 3 and 5/7. 1 and 2/7 plus 2 and 3/7 equals 3 and 5/7. Okay, if the sum of the fraction part of our problem becomes an improper fraction, then we need to do a little adjusting. So let's look at another example. Put a line here to separate them. Let's look at another example of a mixed number with fractions that we're going to add together. So 1 and 3/4 plus 3/4 is our problem. So look what happens when we do this problem. We have our whole number parts. This one has the whole number 1. This one doesn't have a whole number. So we know then that it's 1 for our whole number part. And then in our fraction part, we have common denominators. These both have denominators of 4. And so I know that I can just add my numerators together. 3 plus 3. So I end up with 1 and 6/4. However, I see this fraction here is an improper fraction. And so what I can do is I can take 4/4 out of this 6/4 and move it over to the whole number part. So if I have 1 and 6/4, that's really the same as 1 plus 4/4 plus 2/4, and this 4/4 is the same as the whole number 1. So what I have left here now is 1 plus 1, 2 for my whole numbers, and 2/4, 2 and 2/4, and 2/4 can simplify down to 1/2. So 2 and 1/2 is the answer to this problem of 1 and 3/4 plus 3/4. If I would like to look at this using an example of a circle, it will help us to see that 1 and 3/4 plus 3/4 equals 2 and 1/2. So let's look at this using some pictures. So if I have circles representing these, and I have this as 1, this is my 3/4, and I'm going to add another 3/4. So I'm just looking at all the shaded parts. 1 and 3/4 plus 3/4. So if I have one entire whole here, and then I've got 3/4 here and 3/4 here that I want to add together. So what I can do is take this little fourth down here, and I'm going to move it over here and color that in. So now I've taken this away. I don't have anything shaded there. So you can see that when I added 1 and 3/4 plus 3/4, I ended up with 2 and 1/2.